and it looks like a dead one. You start to dig down underneath that there patch of grass. You hit something hard. It feels like the grave has been empty. Oh, and the sprinklers are panning. I said you kneel to the ground and you feel down the bed and you hear a bone crush your hand. It's gone. Candyman is gone again, and it looks like you missed him. He's playing a tune. You pen before your death. Oh, now your death release date. Hear him singing, you were dead for a while. Now you're born again like a certain lady luck. Oh, and your name will be a new one. I said you kneel to the ground and you feel down the bed and you hear a bone crush your hand. It's gone. Oh, you kneel to the ground and you feel down the bed and you hear a bone crush your hand. It's gone. I go out every night. I go all alone. If I hear your singing voice, I'm gonna take him home. I'm gonna take him home. Now when you have the man that you were caught down in your basement, you chain him up, make him sing all your own songs. Yeah, I'm not just so you can axe him. You hear him singing Jacob Bread and dollar songs, and you crush him under your little broken thumb. Oh, and your name will be a new one. He'll give you a new one. Oh, your name is a new one. Whoa, he'll give you a new one.
In your video for Lady Luck, Corey plays a character that begins the video bearded, skinny jeaned, and in boots. By the end of the video, he's wearing lipstick and a pretty dress and high heels. Now, when we discussed this video last week, we couldn't help but notice how analogous this is to your band's transition from a Seattle folk band, boots and beards, to something new and strange and beautiful. So what we're wondering is, was this transition as frightening as Corey's character's transition must have been in the video?
I mean, our whole story with that, in terms of changing our sound, was it wasn't something that happened overnight. It kind of happened over the course of a few months. We had just gotten back from a tour that we did down to California and back, and it was a really hard tour for us, and I think all of us weren't really all that happy with the music we were making, and we were still friends and getting along, but we weren't all that satisfied with like how we were feeling about our own music. And I remember Galen and I having like a really frank conversation one night that was basically like, I don't know like how much longer I can kind of phone it in, so to speak, like play music that doesn't really grab me, and as kind of like a last, and Galen kind of felt the same, and as instead of just like breaking up right there, we just kind of decided to just start over from scratch and to not care about what anyone else thought except for what we thought, and to just make music that we liked, and if nobody else liked it but we were happy with it, then it was a success. And so the first practice we went into with that mindset, we wrote Hacienda Motel, and then we played that at a show. We ended our next show with that song, which was kind of weird because it was like so different from all the other songs, and it immediately got a reaction not only from the crowd but from us. Like we were way more excited about what we were doing, and instead of kind of just like looking at our feet the whole time, we were actually like, you know, feeling the music and moving along to it, and it just became really exciting. So we just, after that, we just kind of started one by one, because you can't play a show with just one song. So like one by one.
But we did play some shows with
five
songs,
songs,
which was very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Those were awesome.
We played a bunch of 25-minute sets. But one by one, we just started like taking old songs out of the set and introducing new ones. And I don't know, within a year in Seattle, we went from playing to, 15, 20 people a show to now we're playing to 1,500 to, we're playing the Capitol Hill Block Party, which I think is 8,000 to 10,000 people.
I think it was scary at first, just in the sense that like we hadn't played our instruments in that way in front of people before.
Yeah.
So, and I think especially for you, like singing in a completely different way was foreign. But at the same time, it wasn't that scary because we didn't really have anything to lose.
Yeah.
We weren't gonna like lose our one audience member.
My mom was still gonna come.
No, I think it's really interesting, and I'd never thought about it before, how it does parallel kind of the storyline of the video, being really unsatisfied with your identity and kind of, troubled by that, and then making a decision to kind of reinvent yourself and just like, go off into the darkness and see what happens. I think that's a really interesting connection.
And
that
you
I
guys,
don't think any of us had ever thought of.
you guys,
it's like super subconscious.
you guys making that analysis is much better than. See, this is what happens when you sit in a van with 6 guys for years. Is you lose the ability to, make analysis of meta narratives.
Just a bunch of fart jokes.
No, but when I first moved to Seattle, which was like 8 or 9 years ago now, I went to this music store and I bought this amazing guitar. And the guitar sales guy was like incredible to me, let me have the acoustic room. I sat down in this wooden chair, and it was this guitar from 1943. So it's this amazing old Gibson guitar. And I thought it was like fate that I moved to Seattle, found this guitar. All right, I'm the next Bob Dylan. Humility was one of my. But that wasn't what happened, and that guitar is a very heavy guitar, very old, like metaphorically as well as physically. It's a hard guitar to play, and it does sound good though.
Yeah.
But
we used it on the record.
But it was like, I remember after Michael started playing the Hacienda riff, and I was upstairs, and I came back downstairs, and that microphone was set up in the practice space, and I just started singing. It was like I had no forethought. There was no. I kind of was running the melody in my head upstairs before I came downstairs. But it was an amazing feeling to be able to shed that guitar and everything that it kind of meant. Which was like, all the structure and skeletons of those songs, the expectation of being like, trying to be like Ryan Adams or Wilco, which we both, I still think are amazing bands and amazing talent, but we were way, way inferior to that as a folk band. So this was like, it was terrifying, but at the same time, like you described earlier, it was like exhilarating, and there was, I don't know if we could have kept going up any other way, than to just sort of throw everything out and take that leap. So, and that's what we're doing now. I had to go down to part-time in March. I work at a cancer research clinic as a scheduler, and I got back in between our 2-week break, and I said, hey, boss, I'm here, I'm ready to work. Can you give me some hours? And he said, actually, we're good. And so, you know, by default, you know, this band has sort of become our whole, you know, thing. So it's exciting and it's terrifying. It's very terrifying too. So. You know, 'cause food doesn't grow on trees.